Hello and welcome back. So for this video, we are going to talk about your date book. This comes in your kit, and this is really a great tool to utilize for not only your parties, but your regular scheduling of everything that you do. One of the things that I really like about the Tupperware date book is you can see that along the sides, they have some really fun pictures of just some of the products that we have. So it kind of makes it a little bit fun. It's a really nice bright color, so it's super easy to see it and tell where it's at. And then on the inside, you want to make sure that you put your contact information. That way, if you ever were to leave it at a Tupperware party, or maybe you're at the bank or whatever, and you leave your date book, they're going to know your information to be able to contact you. The other thing that I really like about this is that it is compact in size, so you can fit it right into your bag for the day and take it with you, because you're really going to want to make sure that you take it with you everywhere that you go, because you never know when you're going to date a Tupperware party. On the front, it also has a section for you to fill out that talks about your dreams and your goals and what you want to see in this company. And this is such a great page just to kind of get you thinking and kind of working on, where do you want this business to take you? Definitely worth taking the time to do that activity. As you flip the page again, this is kind of a notes page where you can write down people who you are thinking about as potential hostesses. So as you're talking to someone and they're like, oh man, I'd really like to do a party, but I really can't do it until January or whatever the case may be, then you could write their name, their phone number, and when to contact them right here in your date book. That way you have everything you need right at your fingertips. All right. Next up, we have the calendar. All right, so this is kind of a calendar at a glance. Gives you a little bit of everything. And you're going to notice, let me see if I can get close enough, there's some different circles on there that signify sales flyers, when the sales flyers start and stop. It also signifies when the end of our month is, and it talks about when the start of the next month is. And then, of course, payday is listed on here as well, because everybody likes to get paid, right? Remember that your commission, when you host a party or when you collect money, you keep your base commission right away. So that 25% you're keeping instantly, because you're going to collect all the money from the product, the shipping, and the sales tax. But then when you go to put the order in, you're only going to pay Tupperware 75% plus the shipping and the sales tax. So you're keeping your base commission right away. My recommendation to you is make sure that you take and deposit all the money into your account and write down how much you deposit. And then when you place the order, write down how much you actually paid Tupperware. The difference between those two numbers, that is your commission. So maybe transfer that into a different account so you can kind of keep track of how much you're making. If it's just lost in your checking account and you're not keeping track at all, you're going to feel like you're never making any money just because you'll be spending it. So if you keep it a little bit separate, or if you take that out as cash and leave that in an envelope, and that's just your special money for whatever, then you're going to see that envelope's going to start accruing more and more money, and you're going to be really excited because you're going to be able to see how much money you're making with Tupperware. As you continue on and you're making even more money, I have a separate bank account for my Tupperware stuff, and I really enjoy doing it that way, because I really can see what I'm making and can justify what I'm spending. Now, because I'm a director and I'm making more money, I actually have taken on some of the household bills and those kind of things. So it's not just play money for me anymore. It's actually stuff that will cover some of the groceries and the bills for the house. And so it just is nice to feel like I'm contributing in that way. So just a recommendation. The paydays that are in here, those are for, like, if somebody places an order through Tupperware Connect, so your online site that you pay for, then that money would come in your bonus check. Okay, if you make a personal sales volume bonus, all right, so if you have $1,500 or more in the month, then you're going to make a 5% bonus. Or if you make $4,000 in the month, if you sell $4,000 in the month, then you get a 10% bonus. And let me tell you, those bonus checks are phenomenal. Nothing like an extra $400 for just doing your job. And then as you make manager, star manager, and continue to promote up through Tupperware, then your bonus money for being a manager, you know, your commissions off of that, that'll come in your paycheck as well. So your base commission you keep right away, but everything else comes through that check from Tupperware. Okay, so you'll see that it's basically mid-month on a Monday is when they cut the checks. Okay, so then it might take a little longer for the mail to get to you if you're having your checks mailed to you, or if you decide you want to get the Tupperware card, then it would link directly to your bank account, and then you get direct deposit through the Tupperware card. If you do have questions or want to explore more into the Tupperware card, please by all means let me know, and I'm more than happy to walk you through how to make that happen. All right, direct deposit means you get it that day, which is always nice. All right, so next up, let's talk about these other dates that are on here. Okay, we kind of touched on it briefly in one of the previous videos. So these ones here on the Mondays, those are paydays, but over here we have when the new sales flyer starts, we have the month end, and we have the start of the next month. Okay, and the important thing to remember is that Tupperware always ends its weeks on a Friday. Okay, so it's not like a regular calendar that's Sunday to Saturday. Tupperware's week ends on a Friday. All right, so our weeks go Saturday to Friday. Our month ends on the last Friday of the month. Okay, so let's take a look at, I don't know, let's pick December just because. Okay, so here is December of 2016. So this is a past date. This was last year. And so what we can see is the last Friday of the month is December 30th. So the first day of 2017 for us was actually December 31st. Okay? All right, let's try another month. All right. All right, so this is February of 2017. Okay, so where would the last Friday of our month be? Can you tell? Feel free to get a calendar out of your own. All right, so right here on February 24th, that is the last day of our February sales month, and then the first day of March would then be February 25th. Okay, so it's that Friday, Saturday changeover. We're going to do one more. All right. Let's do August. August of 2017. All right, the last Friday of our month, all right, or the last day of our month in August is the 25th of August, and the first day of September then is August 26th. All right, so that's just how the sales months go. So when that applies to you is going to be when you're trying to hit a certain goal for the month, if you're trying to earn something that is available for the month. We have weekly activity challenges that you can earn different products and gifts, and so you want to watch because those will all end on those Fridays, whether it's the Friday for the weekly challenge or whether it's the Friday for the month-end challenge. And then, of course, when we have a catalog changeover, then that's going to end on the end of the month, and then the new catalog will start on the Saturday of what is our new month. Okay, any questions about that? All right, great. All right, so sales flyers, we get a new sales flyer every month, and we have 3 months of the year that we have 2 sales flyers. Okay, our typical sales flyers run mid-month to mid-month. Okay, so it's going to be mid-August to mid-September to mid-October, and so on and so forth. All right. So one of the nice things that's on here is it actually shows you when the new sales flyer opens, okay? So then that means that here the mid-August sales flyer will start and it will run through mid-September. So then here the new mid-September one would start. Okay, so that's kind of the other nice thing about this calendar is it really helps you to know when those sales flyers start and stop. It's already in here for you. You don't have to stress about it, so that's really good. All right. Now, the 3 months that we have an additional sales flyer, that's going to be January big weeks. We have May, which is birthday month, and we have October, which is record breaker month. Okay. The reason we have extra sales flyers during those 3 months is because we have extra stuff going on. It's a very exciting time in Tupperware. Each one is a little bit different in the way that things go. You know, in January, people are really excited for the new year. They're talking about all of their goals and aspirations in life. And so the things that they tend to buy tend to go along with those New Year's resolutions. And so January is a great time for Tupperware because people are trying to organize and we can provide that. They're trying to eat healthier and we can provide that. They're also trying to save time and money and we can provide that as well. So that's just a couple of reasons why January is a really big month for us. Tends to be extra things for hostesses and what have you as well. May is our birthday month. All right. So that's when that is the month that we started selling Tupperware and Home, which is very exciting. We have so many great things going on. Lots of extra gifts for you as the consultant, lots of extra things for our hostesses, and really it's just a fun time. There's always really fun products out. Because it's birthday month, we tend to focus on some of the birthday type products, and it's so much fun to share with everybody on that. And then our last one is Record Breaker. And that's usually in October, sometimes it's September. But the thing to remember about Record Breaker Month is that it's all about beating your record, having the highest sales you can possibly have, really driving and striving to have a very successful month. And then that month carries you all the way through Christmas because you work so hard in September, it builds your party lineup for the rest of the year. So it's super exciting. We have a lot of fun with that. So on the 3 months that we have the extra sales flyer, that sales flyer runs the entire month. So from the Saturday that the month starts till the Friday that the month ends. So you'll have double sales flyers in those particular months. All right. If you have any questions about that, please by all means let me know. All right. Okay, catalogs. Everybody always wants to know about catalogs. When do we get new catalogs? How long are they good for? Those kind of things. So we get 3 catalogs a year, and each catalog is good for 4 months. So in January, we'll have a new catalog start, and then I'll run January, February, March, and April, okay? And then at the end of April, so beginning of the start of May, we'll get the new catalog. So that'll run May, June, July, and August. And then our last catalog comes out in September, and that'll run through the end of the year. So September, October, November, December, okay? So it's really... it's great to know that because you can actually book hostesses that are catalog hostesses. So every time you have a new catalog come out, they book another, they hold another party. And then that just opens you up to having repeat hostesses and repeat customers. I like to call them anniversary parties. Do you want to be a 3 month, 6 month, or a 1 year hostess? And I just stick them right back in my calendar every single time they do a party. I put them back in for whether they're a catalog hostess, so they do a party every catalog. Some people do it every 3 months, every 6 months, or every year. And so we just go ahead and stick that right on the calendar and have it all set for them. So it fills your calendar with loyal customers, which is a really great thing. Okay. All right, now here's the most important part that I can tell you about this calendar, okay? You need to keep this calendar as your one and only primary calendar, okay? If you start having one calendar for your family stuff and one calendar for your Tupperware stuff and one calendar for your church stuff, what's going to happen is you're going to get really confused really fast. You're going to overbook yourself and not even realize it. So I put everything in one calendar, and what I recommend that you do is you color code. All right, you get to color, have fun with highlighters or color pencils or whatever. And so for me, this is how I do it. I color code all of my Tupperware like meetings, my rallies, or when we have our regional events or our national events, all of that stuff is in purple because our color as a team, our team color is purple. So anything I'm doing with the team, I color code that in purple. Anything that has to do with my boys, I color code that in blue. I know, right? Crazy. Anything that has to do with my husband. So like we schedule, I know it sounds funny, but we schedule date nights so that we have special time together. And those are always in yellow because those are my happy times. And then I also have pink for vendor shows and craft shows. And of course I have green for my money makers. All right. Those are my parties. Those are when I go out and I make money. And so those things are in green. So those are the colors that I use. You can use whatever colors you want. You know, if you've got girls, I have 3 boys, so I use blue. But if you have girls, maybe you want to use the pink for your girls, and use blue or green or some other color for your, well, not green, green's a moneymaker, but blue or I don't know, some other colors so for your craft shows and vendor shows. So whatever you want to do, just keep it organized, because the more organized that you can be, the easier it will be to maintain your calendar. Okay? All right. Last but certainly not least, how do we stay in control of our date book? You know, it's really easy for a hostess to take over and say, yeah, I want to do a party on this day, and it doesn't matter what you have, right? Because if we're presenting them the calendar and saying, here you go, when do you want to do a party? Well, they're saying, okay, I can pick anything on your calendar. But the reality of the situation is that we want to do Tupperware parties when we want to work, right? And we don't want to work every day. We don't always want to work on, you know, maybe we don't want to work on a Sunday because that's church day, you know, and we want to make sure we're able to be at rally, so we don't want to do parties on Mondays. So it's important that when we offer somebody the opportunity to do a Tupperware party, we never show them our date book. A date book should always stay toward us. All right. The other thing is, if we just give them say, okay, when do you want to book it, and leave it blank out there, they might say, you know, some date 3 or 4 months away. We don't want to book them that far away. They're excited about having a Tupperware party right now, so let's book them into right now. All right. So the way I like to do it is I'm going to say, let's pretend for a minute that it is, I don't know, February of 2017. Okay. So let's say we're going to pretend it's the first day of February. Okay. So today is February 1st, 2017. So I would say, oh my gosh, Susie, I am so excited to do a Tupperware party with you. I'm looking at my calendar, and let's go ahead and set a date. So do you think you want to do a weekend or a weekday? And give her a minute to answer. Okay, we want to keep these options small and short. When we only give them 2 options, they only have 2 things to choose from. It's a much easier decision. She says, oh, I'd rather do a weekday. Okay, great, no problem. So it looks like I can squeeze you into Thursday the 9th, or we could go all the way into Tuesday the 14th. Which one works better for you? All right, again, I only gave her 2 choices, and I said I can squeeze her in to a week away, or we can go all the way into 2 weeks away. Okay, and so what that does is that makes her feel like, oh, 2 weeks is a really long time away, which in the Tupperware party world, 2 weeks really is a very long time. All right, so it's important that we help her to recognize and to realize that, because in 2 weeks, her excitement will have already started to diminish. And so if we start going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, gosh, only knows what, further out than that, now all of a sudden they are feeling burdened by having to do the party instead of being fun and excited. All right, so 2 weeks is plenty of time to do a Tupperware party. Now, if they say to you, oh gosh, I can't do either of those, no problem. Well, it looks like my next available date after that is going to be Wednesday the 22nd, or we could go in all the way into Tuesday the 28th. Which one of those works better for you? So again, I'm only giving 2 choices, and I've still stayed in the month of February. All right. So make sure that you stay in control of that date book. You also want to do the same thing with time, right? Do you want to do a 5 or a 5:30? Do I do a 6 or a 6:30? And again, if those times don't work for them at all, they'll say, is there any way we could go a little later? Or is there any way we can go a little earlier? Okay. So stay in control of your date book. Never present them the entire calendar. Keep your calendar toward you and really look at it. Okay. Tell her I can squeeze you into, or we can go all the way into. Okay. All right, so that is our fabulous Tupperware calendar. I'm super excited. I know that you are going to have a lot of fun with this, and the color coding is always such a great time anyway. Remember, keep everything in one date book. Don't try to cross over into multiple date books, okay? And I do find that having the paper date book helps a lot. It's easier to see the month at a glance, and it really does just fit right into your bag for the day. All right, okay, so what is your question for today's video? All right, so today's video is I want you to look at July of this coming year, and I want you to tell me what is the last day of our month. Okay, so July of this coming year, what is the last day of our month? All right, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you soon.